Hi, Rick. What am I working through all of this for? I've read of people who say their marriage is restored, but then talk about bad days and triggers. Some 2, 3, some as much as 10 years later. I keep looking for hope for a future with my husband, but all I see is partial happiness. Will this always be there? The painful triggers, the memories, sorrowful. I just don't see any reason to work through this anymore if I'm going to be stuck in a semi-happy marriage. Plus, our marriage was not happy from the beginning. How can it be now? I agree with you 100%. The last thing that I would want is for you to go through all of this and end up in a mediocre marriage, a semi-happy marriage. I don't think, I agree with you, that it's worth going through that pain and all of the work of doing this if you can't have something better on the other side of it. There are people, honestly, that concern me because they're still getting triggered 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road. And to me, that's only partial recovery. Most of the people I know that do really well, they don't get triggered in the future. By 5 years, there's hardly anything there, if any. I mean, they're careful to make sure something doesn't happen again, but when they think of it, it's like a distant memory. It's not something that still creates pain. Where I see problems is, I always use the analogy, if I rub my finger across my hand, I can just it feels okay. It's my finger on my hand. But if I've got a splinter or a shard of glass, every time I run my finger across it, and it hurts because of that, splinter there. Trauma can be very much like that. It's like every time you think of it, you still feel the pain. That's not recovery. To me, when you recover, you're not continually drugged back to think about that in the past. Or if you think about it, you go, thank God we're not there anymore. It's not a painful memory. I know that sounds crazy, but it's just not. So when people are still getting triggered, as you say, 10 years later, some 2, 3, some as much as 10, where they're talking about their bad days and their triggers, to me, those people haven't fully healed. And I would hope for those people, as well as for anybody that's out past 2 years and they're still dealing with thinking about this all the time or painful triggers, that they do some trauma work to get help. I actually have somebody coming in this next week, and I really admire the fact that they're doing it. They're 2 years out, and they recognize they're still getting those triggers, and they're going, that's ridiculous. I shouldn't be dealing with those. And I agree. And so they're going to come in and do some intensive work so we can eliminate that, because they want to get their life back and not let this be the thing that colors their life in a negative way, or where they have to think about it and get triggers 5 years from now or 10 years from now. We're going to put them behind. You have to really want to heal, and the two of you have to really want to build a better relationship. Just because you didn't have a good marriage the first time, hopefully you can learn from that and see each of you individually what you would like to be able to do better. I ask couples all the time, is that the best you could have done? And when you can take that personal responsibility and begin to go, okay, I want to be a different person. Maybe your husband can become someone that you would really like to be with. But I would also encourage you, become someone you can respect. And when you can do that, and you see your own personal growth, you'll probably be someone that he would also be excited to be with.